Hey guys, it's Libby, and we're a little bit orange today for reasons unknown to me. I apologize for that. This is a topic that I had been planning to make a video about for some time, but I always was sort of waiting for the right moment to happen. But I've kind of arrived at the point of thinking, if not now, when? So here we go. One of my hobbies, which I'm actually starting to get paid for, is voice acting. I narrate audiobooks and I act in plays and dramatic adaptations of novels. And since if you're watching this, you're probably a big reader, I thought this might be of interest to some of you. So I'm just gonna ramble about this for a bit. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and then I may make another video if there are particular areas that people seem more interested in. So I started doing voice acting and audiobook narration on LibriVox, which is a large international group of volunteers that takes public domain texts and turns them into public domain audiobooks. Things can get into the public domain a number of different ways. Normally it's because the copyright has expired, but also anything published by the government is considered public domain. And anything that's in the public domain you can use for any reason without having to pay for it. So if you wanted to show a scene from Lost, for example, Lost is not in the public domain, you would have to either be using it under the terms of fair use or you would have to pay to use it. But if you wanted to say, quote some Hamlet, Hamlet is in the public domain, so you don't have to ask permission from William Shakespeare's estate to read some Hamlet. And so this means that a lot of old books and plays you can read for free. So this is awesome if you like to read books with your eyeballs, but if you either don't like to read books with your eyeballs, you prefer audiobooks, or your eyeballs don't work, you're kind of in a tough place because there's all this stuff that is technically free but you can't consume it. So that's what LibriVox aims to do. We produce public domain recordings that anyone can use in any way that they want. So I listened to a couple of LibriVox audiobooks. They were Carmilla, narrated by Elizabeth Klett, and The Return of the Native, I think, narrated by Tig Hines. And I was like, this is totally awesome, free audiobooks. Where do I sign up to be a part of this? So I went to forums.librivox.org. I think maybe it's .com. I'll leave a link in the doobly-doo. And I signed up and they just let me start reading audiobooks. And let me tell you, I was crap. Fortunately, everybody is crap. Everybody is crap at everything the first, 10 hours they spend doing it. Unfortunately, on LibriVox, the first 10 hours you spend doing something is then published on the internet for eternity and for anyone to listen to. So there's definitely stuff on LibriVox that is not good. But there's also stuff on LibriVox that is really good. There are some people who are professional full-time audiobook narrators who also sometimes publish on LibriVox, and they know what they are doing. So if you do want to listen to something I've done on LibriVox, I've selected a couple of the good ones. Because if you just pick something at random, it may very well be the first thing I ever did and be basically unlistenable. My microphone was not of good quality, I talked super fast, and I tried to do voices that I couldn't do. So the two audiobooks that I've done that I'm most proud of are Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte and Wessex Poems by Thomas Hardy, which is a poetry collection. And then I've also been in some dramatic productions, which are where different people read different roles. And these are either plays that were written as plays or novels where someone has gone through and divided up the narrator from the not narrator, the actual character dialogue sections. So the ones that I'm in that I think are good are Double Falsehood or The Distressed Lovers by Louis Theobald. I played Violante, if you are familiar with that play. Also An Enemy of the People by Henrik Ibsen. I played Hovstad, and I think I was fine, but I was also sort of the producer and editor of that dramatic production. And there is a mob scene in Act 4. And I put a lot of work into editing that. So if you just want to listen to Act 4, that's fine. And then finally, I adapted Plato's Symposium for dramatic reading. And I played Aristophanes in that, which was way too much fun. It shouldn't be allowed. So if you want to sign up for LibriVox, you can totally do it. I would encourage you to do so. You can do as much or as little as you want. So I think that's LibriVox taken care of. Of course, I'll answer any questions that you may have. Right now, I've kind of left LibriVox and I'm working with the online stage. We do exclusively dramatic productions, so either plays or novels that we've adapted to be plays. And some of them we published onto the Internet Archive in the public domain, and some of the things we sell on Audible. We only started last year, so we just have a couple of productions up so far, but we are making good progress on the complete works of William Shakespeare, and we should have half of them out this year. And we've also done the Oedipus cycle. We're about to start an adaptation of Five Children and it's a lot of fun. So if you don't get enough Libby from watching me on YouTube, you can listen to me either for free or you can buy things that I am in. If you want to do that, I will certainly appreciate it, but you don't have to. We can still be friends. I've probably left very important things out, but I think I'm going to wrap it up here and hope that you all have a lovely day.